It does get harder. Like as the time goes by, it gets harder and harder and harder to get housing, and then it's just like, ugh. Thank you. Close the door, please. And another thing, another tip is sit in the front. Stop sitting in the back. If you get there early, get in that front and show your professor that you're actually there. If you're actually there to learn. But then some things are like, why would you do that? So go ahead, invest in that scooter. It's on Amazon. It's right here. It's right here. Go Tracks. Everybody has it. Feel like you need to wear designer to make you feel like you're a Miami student. And you just see them tanning with a bikini on. It's like a Tuesday, 2 p.m. Tuesday. Honey, for you to pass them classes, you need to study. Don't just stick with one group of people or one person. Don't do that, because then you're holding yourself hostage at that point. Resources for literally everything that you need. So if you need something in a specific area, trust me, they're gonna have it. Okay. What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl Reina Monet, and today we're back with another video.
You ain't got love to love. You ain't got love to fuck, girl. I'm just trying to say I'm from the city.
So for today's video, we are going to be discussing my first year at the University of Miami, what I recommend, advice that I have, and just a whole bunch of giving y'all advice about how y'all's freshman year is gonna go. Let's get into it. So number one is housing. So for housing, we have Mahoney and Pearson, which are like near the entrance of campus, and then we have Stanford and Heck, which are like in the back of campus, kind of northwest of campus. They actually just knocked down Heck, so it's just Stanford for right now. And then you have Eaton, which is like in the middle of campus, and then you have Lakeside Village, and then University Village. So let me just explain the difference between all of them. Mahoney and Pearson, Stanford and Heck are both freshman dorms, so only freshmen are gonna stay there. Eaton, I think, used to be a sophomore dorm, but now it's like more geared towards freshmen and sophomores around that area. Lakeside Village is for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. You can apply there after your freshman year. University Village is for juniors and seniors only. What is the difference between the two freshman dorms? So Mahoney and Pearson is more like, here, I'll put like a picture here. Mahoney and Pearson is more of a suite style. So you have, let's just say you're a girl. I'm gonna just put me in this instance. So you're gonna room with another girl, and then you're gonna have your bathroom in the middle between you guys, and then you're gonna have your suite mates, which are another 2 girls. So it's just 4 y'all sharing one bathroom, and then your room and their room. Heck and Stanford is a little different. Well, no, it's a lot different. It's just gonna be like one girl. It can either be one girl in just her room by herself, or it could be one girl and another girl in one room. But the difference is that you have communal bathrooms, so you won't necessarily have your own bathroom. You're gonna have to go into a big bathroom with a whole bunch of toilets and a whole bunch of showers and use that. The only con that I heard for the Heck and Stanford using like communal bathrooms is that the showers do get clogged for people like washing their hair and just like not picking up their hair after themselves, stuff like that. A con that Mahoney and Pearson have is that, it's just the bathroom mainly, because you're sharing it with 3 other people. Well, 2 other people that you really don't know, I guess you could say. So just make sure when you're in that state, just use your own product. Don't touch anybody else's stuff that's in there, and you'll be fine. So after your freshman year, you're gonna get an appointment time around the January, February time, and they're gonna give you a date and a time where you're going to apply for whatever housing that they have open that day. So for like day 1 and 2, they're most likely gonna have like Lakeside room 4 bedroom and 3 bedroom. And then day 3 and 4, they're gonna have probably like 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom, and it's just gonna keep going down until they get to like UV. I believe the last one is Eaton. Yeah, the last selection is Eaton. So here's a tip for housing. Your freshman year, let's just say it's you and 3 other girls that like bond like this, and y'all want housing all together. Make sure that at least one of you guys applied either ED or EA. That's how you guys are gonna get into the housing of the 4 bedroom. So let me kind of like break this down. Like I mentioned before, it all depends on how you apply to UM is how you get your housing time, like the earliest time. So whoever has the earliest time is usually the person that has the ED or EA like commit status, I guess you could say. They're gonna get the appointment time first. So they're gonna apply for the 4 bedroom, and then they're gonna put you guys' names, so like the other 3 they're gonna put as your roommates, and that's how you guys get into your housing that you want. Apply as soon as you get that appointment time. As soon as you get that appointment time, make sure you have an alarm on your clock 10 minutes prior, 5 minutes prior, 3 minutes prior, like until that time gets there. Apply right then and there, because it does get harder. Like as the time goes by, it gets harder and harder and harder to get housing, and then it's just like the freshman housing is that you do get free toilet paper. It's one ply. It's one ply, and I mean it's useful if you need it right then and there, but if you have your own, you can bring your own. I mean there's no problem with that, but just keep in mind it's one ply. So let's just say worst case scenario, you do not get housing for the next semester, or your chances are just not there. Off-campus housing is available, but it comes with a price, literally a price. Off-campus housing, so there's an apartment complex right across the street called Red Commons or Red Roads, I believe its name is. Their rent is like $3 grand or more a month. So be prepared that if you get off campus, you're gonna be paying a hefty price. Even with that, to get back on campus, let's just say unfortunately you don't get housing and you really did want to stay on campus and you're off campus, it is extremely hard to get back on campus if you've already been off campus for like a semester or a year. So just keep that in mind. And if you're someone that you haven't committed, if you're watching this and you haven't committed yet, or you are applying for the next year, your housing depends on how you apply. Another thing is that after 10 p.m. you do have to sign in at your front desk. So that, like I said, it's only for Stanford, Heck, Mahoney, Pearson. You have to sign in after your 10 p.m. If you bring guests, they have to have a cane card with them. It can't be anybody from outside, I believe. Or did they change that rule? But if the rule still applies, you can't check anybody outside of UM after 10 p.m. If you do have someone that comes over and they're not a UM, so like say for example like my sister, if I brung her in after 10 p.m. she wouldn't be able to come in. I would just bring her in at 9 p.m. before the people are sitting out in the front. Next subject we're gonna talk about is the gear. When you get to UM during orientation week, take advantage of all those booths, take advantage of all those student activities that they have out there, because I promise you at every single one of those booths they're gonna have a shirt or something for you. You're gonna have like 10 shirts. They don't really give out pants like that. It's literally just shirts, stuffed animals, all of it. So orientation week, take advantage of that. And it's not just even orientation week. Like I'll get into this in my next subject too. Like at football games, if you go to the football games, they have the student section there and they always give out free gear. Like there's always free gear there. So there's either like a shirt or like a hat. It's just something that they always give out. So the next subject that I have is the football games. So the football games are pretty lit, I'm not even gonna lie. I went to every single one my freshman year. It is a different experience. I would take advantage of that ASAP. But they do have football games. If you're not really into like football per se, then go to the tailgates. The tailgates are, I've heard, are lit. I've never been to a tailgate and I don't think I would ever get the opportunity to go to a tailgate, but that's another conversation for another time. Yeah. FYI, the football stadium is 30 minutes away from campus. It's like in the heart or like north, like Miami Gardens, and then we're in Coral Gables. So we share a stadium with the Miami Dolphins, which is why it's so far out. They are working on building one next to our school, but Lord knows when that's gonna happen. So how do you get from the campus to the stadium? Well, they have these things called shuttles. So the shuttles start at around, I think 3 hours before the game or 2 hours before the game starts. And you basically go to the shuttle, which is usually at the entrance of campus. You show them your cane card, you get on the shuttle, it takes you to and from the stadium, so you don't even have to worry about transportation. Even if you're just there for the tailgates, you can literally still take the shuttle and go. And another thing is that at halftime, they start taking the buses back to campus. So just to make sure, like if you're not into the game and you're like, no, we're like, you know, we finna win. Usually like we're about to win. Like there's no reason for me to stay at this football game no more. You can literally leave at halftime. So you always have that option to leave at halftime or like beginning of fourth quarter, whatever time you want. There's always a shuttle out there. You always have that option, but you know, just stay. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know. Okay, so next subject are the professors. It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all Every professor is different. I've heard good and bad stories with professor horror stories, and then like me, I have a very unique story with one of my professors that I got really close to them, and she ended up giving me the opportunity of a lifetime, honestly, and I'm so grateful for it. But key number one with that is to get close to them. So if you see they have office hours and you need help, go to their office hours, build a bond with them. Like from personal experience, go to their office hours. If you just need to talk to them, talk to them. If they're open to that, only if they're open to that. If they're open to talking to you, you know, personal problems, school problems, you know, their work problems, tell them. They're there for you. They're getting paid to teach you. But some professors don't go off of that motto. They just feel like they're there, they're getting a paycheck regardless of if you fail or pass. So be careful of that. When you have your appointment time for your scheduling and your classes and all that, look up your professors. Like, look them up on Rate My Professor. I'm gonna put it right here in big old bold letters. RateMyProfessor.com or org. Use that as a resource to have other students tell you how their experience was with that same professor. That's one good thing, because when my appointment time comes for, you know, classes and stuff, I make sure I look up that professor. Thank you. Close the door, please. So one pro that I do have with the University of Miami and how the classes are is that there's small class sizes. So go ahead. So the class sizes are pretty small. Also, again, ties with your professor. And another tip is sit in the front. Stop sitting in the back. If you get there early, get in that front and show your professor that you're actually there. If you're actually there to learn, prove to your professor you're there to learn. Because if there's a situation where you need time on an assignment, extra time on an assignment, or need to make up an assignment, they're gonna realize that, oh, okay, that student is always doing great in my class. They're always sitting in the front. They're always talking. They're always asking questions. There must be a liable reason on why they need extra help or extra time on an assignment or something to that effect. So just make sure that you're attentive. So next subject are the 8 a.m.s. 8 a.m.s are not that bad. I only had one last semester and it was online, so it wasn't really that bad. I do have all 8 a.m.s for every single day, my next scheduling, but honestly, I don't think they're bad. If you're coming straight from high school and you're on that schedule of already waking up and being at school by 7:30, it's not going to be a hard transition for you. And some people may think that, you know, all evening classes are good, but if you are wanting to get more into the campus life and you're wanting to get into social life, it's not a good choice at all. Like, do morning classes, get them out the way, and have your evenings to either study or do something else. But like I said, don't take that in the vain, because everybody's different. Someone could probably be doing all like 6 a.m. classes to 8 a.m. classes, or someone could be doing 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I mean 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. classes. So it all depends on who you are. Next subject is the nightlife. All the parties are diverse and different. There are parties literally for everything. Take that to your advantage. With nightlife, my biggest tip for this is to work hard, play hard. If you know you got an exam that next morning, don't go out the day before. You're at the University of Miami, the #1 private school in the state of Florida. Just use that to your advantage. Don't think that the party life is a unique opportunity and that you will never get it again. Trust me, there's parties almost every weekend. You'll get to at least one of them. It's gonna happen again. That summer before you come, get a summer job. Get something where you get in some money, because everything is expensive. You gotta remember, you're in the heart of Florida, literally. You're in the most visited city. Everything is gonna be expensive. Everything, I'm gonna even talk about this, the Ubers, the food, the transportation, everything is expensive. So just keep in mind that you need to have some type of money coming in, or, you know, have some type of money saved up for your year. So another subject that I have is the Red Cup Kings Sandbar, another kind of subtitle of nightlife. So if you don't know about Red Cup Kings, you need to actually follow this. It's pretty funny, but then some things are like, why would you do that? It's a pretty funny Instagram, and literally every student has it. They have one thing where I think it's called like Finally Friday or something like that. It's the most craziest things that happens on campus, and you won't even know it's happening until you look up this Instagram and see all of it happening. So Sandbar is a bar, I would say like 15 minutes away from campus. It's usually where all the freshmen go, especially on Thursdays. I think it's like on Thursday, I think it's free drinks. You get to get in when you're 18, like if you're 18. It's something to that effect, but everybody goes on Thursdays. I've never went to Sandbar, but I've heard it's very fun and you need to go for your freshman year. You don't need to go. Let me rephrase that. You don't need to go, but everybody says it's a great opportunity for you to go. Next subject is the food.
It's all about the you. It's all about the you.
So every freshman dorm has their own dining hall. So Stanford and Hecht have their dining hall, and then Mahoney and Pearson have their own dining hall. I heard from people who visited Stanford, well, who live in Stanford and Hecht, that go to Stanford and Hecht, when they like visit Mahoney and Pearson, that Mahoney and Pearson is better. Honestly, I've been to both and I really don't see a difference. I don't see a difference with the two dining halls. They serve almost the same food. No, I don't see anything different about the two. But how the meal plans works, you can have like a 14-day. I had the 14-day and the $150 dining dollars. Oh, I need to talk about that too. So the 14-day is usually rebooted every week. So you usually get like 2 meals a day. Usually you don't even do that. You usually like go midday and then get whatever you want at the food court. So the food court has like different restaurants. So they have like Subway, Pollo Tropical, Sushi Maki, Panda Express. You can also go like to Starbucks right across from the food court. There's a lot more restaurants on campus. I just don't remember all of them, honestly, because I never really went to all of them. I usually just went to Panda Express and that was really it. So you can only use dining dollars in the food court or like the restaurants on campus. Like, don't think you're gonna go to the Chick-fil-A in the Dadeland Mall and think you can use your dining dollars. No, it's only on campus. These dining swipes are only for the dining halls. So Mahoney and Pearson, and Stanford and Hecht. Stanford and Hecht has have late night dining. So if you're hungry, I think it's from like 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you're hungry at 1 a.m., go to Stanford and Hecht Dining Hall and get you something. That's only if you have dining swipes though. Also, there's a weekly farmers market, and I honestly love the farmers market because it's like it's different. Like you have, I don't know how y'all pronounce it, akibos, acibos. I don't know how y'all pronounce it. Everybody pronounces it differently. But they have those out there, fresh fruits. They have this little, I don't even know what it's called. It's like meat, noodles, and salads and stuff. Like, it's all mixed together and it's so good. Farmers market, definitely every Wednesday. It's from like 10 a.m. to like 3 p.m. It always closes at 3 p.m. Go there and just explore and find something to eat. It is a little expensive. Like the bowl that I got, it was no drinks or nothing, it was just the bowl. It's $13. But I'm telling you, the food itself, it's good, it's worth it. You cannot use your dining dollars at the farmers market. It's out of pocket. So next subject is the transportation.
It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all.
So like I said before, you have to remember that Miami is a big city. Ubers, Lyft, all of it is gonna be expensive. Just to go down the street is like $20. So just keep that in mind. Freshmen are not allowed to have cars on campus. So when you do bring your car down, keep in mind the parking is like $200. No, I'm sorry, that's $200 for where I live now. But for people who live like in LSV or need like parking for when they go to school, you have to pay like $500. And don't let them catch you parking in a lot that you're not supposed to be parking in. Tickets, automatically. So Miami has different parking spaces, well, lots mainly around campus, and if you get caught parking in a lot that you are not assigned in or that you didn't pay for, you're gonna get a ticket off for it. If you're living on campus, a good tip that I do have and a very good investment that I do have is like $500, I want to say, but it's a scooter. Everybody has a scooter or a hoverboard or something that they carry around for that they ride on around campus. Invest in it. It's like $500, but I promise you, when you need to get across campus because your class is 15 minutes in between, it's gonna do the job. It's gonna do the job. So go ahead, invest in that scooter. It's on Amazon. It's right here. It's right here. Go Tracks. Everybody has it. All the athletes got it. I have one. Everybody got a scooter. Get that scooter. Invest in it. Next subject is attire.
It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all
So the main reason why I wanted to talk about this is because when you go to Miami, you are gonna realize that everybody around you is wearing designer. So everybody's gonna be wearing designer, Chanel shirt, Chanel pants, Chanel socks, Chanel shoes. They're gonna be wearing everything designer. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want everybody to know, do not feel intimidated by that. Don't feel like you need to wear designer to make you feel like you're a Miami student. Trust me, y'all in the same university, y'all are getting the same degree with the same little stamp seal on it. Trust me, y'all all there for a reason, so don't feel intimidated at all. For the people who are coming from a different state, more northeastern, no, because it's more the northeasterns that do this though. I don't know how to explain this. No, I do know how to explain it. It is normal for people to be wearing bikinis around campus. I don't know, like people like tan, you'll see them walking around, going to like the volleyball courts or like being on the top of the LSV little shade area, and you just see them tanning with a bikini on. It's like a Tuesday, 2 p.m. Tuesday. You'll see them. If you see it, it's normal. Trust me, it's normal. So the next topic of conversation is the weather.
It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all
The weather is not bad at all, but if you're from, let me stop. The weather is hot. It is hot. It is gonna be hot every day. You're gonna feel like Satan's toenails just came down crawling at you. It is hot, okay? The only time that it feels like a bit normal and cool is during the winter time. Winter time in Florida is honestly the best because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. I mean, at nights it gets freezing cold. During the day, it's not that bad, honestly. And I think that's why northern people love it so much down here, because the weather is honestly the best. The campus scenery is also very nice. The palm trees around campus. It is just a beautiful campus. Like, I want to insert some pictures right here. It is so beautiful. You're gonna love it. One thing that people get the misconception about is that Miami is like a college town type of vibe, and it's not. It's more like more of a city college. If you've ever been to FSU, or you've been to like, if you've seen like movies with college towns and stuff, it's not like that at all. Like, you're smack in the middle of literally a city. Like, I went to FSU, but FSU is like a college town. Like, you walk around, you feel like you're on a college, like you're in college. But Miami, you're not gonna get that vibe. You're gonna feel like you're in Miami on a vacation. Also, there are many ducks around campus. You can be eating a nice little sandwich outside and a duck gonna walk right up to you with no fear in his heart. There's always something under construction, and that's because Miami is such an older school that they're remodeling a lot of their buildings. Like, for example, the Heck building, they're remodeling it, so there's always some type of construction going on there. The next subject is academics.
It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all
So one thing that Miami does have a pro on, other than other colleges and universities, is that they have a lot of majors. So if you have an interest in something, trust me, they're gonna have something for you. So they have a lot of majors and a lot of cognates. You're gonna hear that word a lot. They have a lot of diverse programs for you to join, if that makes sense. So it's like everybody fits in. Everybody, there's something for you to do. There's something for you to major in. There's some type of school program for you to join. One thing that people take advantage of is that you're in the city of Miami. People just go buck wild. Like, people just think that
I gotta party every weekend with my friends. I gotta do all this. I gotta...
No, honey, for you to pass some classes, you need to study. It is an absolute necessity. You have to study. There's no way you're gonna pass your classes without at least pulling out one cue card or taking at least 30 minutes to study the subject that you need to test for. You are going to study. There are so many study areas on campus, like the library, outside by the little shaded little things that swing, even Lakeside Village. If you have a friend that lives in Lakeside Village, you can, you know, have them buzz you up and go into like one of their little study rooms. There's just so many different study areas that you can study at. Like, even in the business school, don't ever say that you don't have nowhere to study, because I promise you, you're gonna find somewhere to study. The only time that you're probably not gonna find somewhere to study, because there's like, what, 10,000 kids on campus, is finals. That's like the only time that you may not find somewhere to study, but room is also a good option too, so do that. So the last part of my little freshman recap or advice video is holistic advice. So what advice do I have that doesn't really go into a category?
It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all
One advice that I do have is about social life. So make sure that you have different groups of friends. So you might have, like, let's just say your major is chemistry, right? You have a chemistry group of friends. Let's say you have a party life group of friends. You have and one of your interests is volleyball. You have a volleyball group of friends. You, like, you know, or you have a cultural group of friends. So one thing that my last roommate at my lakeside apartment taught me was that you can have different groups of friends. Like, you know, she'll have a different group of friends come in like one day, and then a whole different group of friends come in the next day. I'm like,
man, how many friends does she have?
and she taught me that don't just stick with one group of people or one person. Don't do that, because then you're holding yourself hostage at that point, and you're holding yourself back from many opportunities or many other people that you could be, you know, yeah, connecting with. You shouldn't be meeting new people your second semester. Second semester, you should be able to, like, know everybody.
Hey, what you doing?
So yeah, don't stick yourself with a group of people or with certain amount of people. Make sure that you're dibble-dabbling in different, you know, friend groups. Make sure you have a holistic view of friends, you know? Because I'm telling you, it will get you stuck in a box. Just don't do it, and don't feel like you have to fit in with nobody. If they don't match your vibe, they don't match your vibe, and that's it. After your first year of college, everything gets easier. Your view of the college, going through different places, like, you'll know right at the bottom. If someone asks you, where's the library? You're gonna know automatically off the top of your head where the library is at. So just know everything gets easier. Your process, the way you think, the way you operate, it's just gonna get easier, I promise. Another thing that Miami is very, very, very hard on is student activities. There are so many opportunities for student activities. Like last year, I never really went to anything my first semester, but my second semester, I got introduced to so many different types of things. So like, I went to a carnival on campus. They have information sessions. I ended up going to a seminar with the new head coach of the Miami Hurricanes football. Like, it's just so many different opportunities and activities or different seminars you can go to. Another thing is to keep update with your Miami emails, because they always send you different opportunities for you to be able to listen to a key speaker. I got to see Pitbull. Like I said, the Miami Hurricanes new coach, went to a carnival. Like, there's so many opportunities for you to be able to just open up and go meet new people. Another thing that Miami has that is kind of a con, but yeah, it's kind of a con, is that their campus is open. So make sure, ladies especially, you pay attention to your surroundings. I'm not telling you to carry anything, because it's prohibited to have any, you know, pepper spray, a little stabbing tool, anything with like a weapon type of form. It is prohibited, but it is an open campus. Your safety is your #1 concern, and I'm gonna let you have what you want with that information. If you are traveling at night, walk with a group. Another advice that I have is to stay on top of your advisors. I know that's weird, especially if you're not in the business school. If you're in the business school, they are more on top of you than you on top of them. But I've heard, like, if you're in the school of like communications, education, it's more the school of communication. I've heard that you have to really be on top of your advisor more than they are on top of you. And you get that appointment time for your advising when it's time for you to sign up for those classes. Don't be late. Like I said with the housing, put your alarm on 30 minutes before, 15 minutes before, 10 minutes before, and down from that, and you should be good. Okay, so last point that I have here are the resources that you can gain from being at Miami. So Miami has resources for literally everything that you need. So if you need something in a specific area, trust me, they're gonna have it. You're never gonna have to feel alone. If you do feel alone, make sure you get help. Make sure you contact somebody. If you need help with certain aspects of your life, there's always someone there to help you. So that's all that I really have for this little mini session that we had here. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you did, thanks for the view. Oh, and if you're asking me questions, if you need a question that needs to be asked, please ask them down below. I really do not check my social media like that. Make sure you comment it down below, because if someone else could have the same question as you, they'll be able to read the question and be like, oh, okay, there's my answer. So make sure that you comment down below instead of texting me. Do not text me. Please do not text me. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. I can't wait for these next videos, because I promise you they're gonna be popping, they're gonna be lit, they're gonna be everything, all of the above. I'm not gonna make my channel all U Miami, just make that clear. This is literally because I go to the U. There are gonna be more videos of me at the U. There are gonna be more vlogs and stuff, but just know that there are also gonna be other videos as well. I am coming back and I'm better than ever, and we finna get this year popping and started. It is a new era, and I promise you, it is gonna go so well for you. You're gonna have so much fun at the U. Yeah, if you see me around campus, don't be afraid to be like, hey girl, like I seen you on YouTube, like, cause I'm gonna be like, hey girl, or hey boy.
You already know.
But yeah, I hope this video was very helpful, and I cannot wait to make these next 2 vlogs for y'all because it's gonna be on and popping. Moving is definitely coming. So yeah, I hope you guys had a very great experience watching this video. So thank you for watching this video. Peace out.
There for every area that you may have an issue with. Keep that.
You ain't got love to love. You ain't got love to fuck, girl. I'm just trying to say I'm from the city.